Brenden Slaughter, TJ Mathewson here for BeaversEdge.com, coming to you live from Reser Stadium, where Oregon State just wrapped up their first scrimmage of fall camp. TJ, what were kind of some of your first big takeaways? We definitely saw the defense win today.
Yeah, we did see the defense win today. Defense did not allow a touchdown. The offense got in the red zone a couple times. Offense converted a few field goals. Everett Hayes, I think, missed one at the beginning, but hit all the rest of them. He hit one from 50 as well. So that, in the kicking game at least, that was good to see. Otherwise, just a lot of short stuff from the offense. The long game, there wasn't a whole lot of deep passing that was completed nonetheless. There's a little bit of inaccuracy down that, and I think a lot of the post-game sound that we got talking to Silas Bolden and Jonathan Smith, saying that timing really just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And quarterback-wise, Chance Nolan got a majority of the reps with the first team. I think we saw one session with Goldbranson in the ones, and maybe Jebbia as well mixed in. But it was still a majority Chance Nolan. He looked pretty good, but to be honest, after the sort of the first half, he didn't really play that much.
Right.
He was a series here, a series there, but it was a lot more Goldbranson and Jebbia, I thought.
Yeah, and definitely that's one of the takeaways that I had right off the bat, was just the fact that we saw so many different players take reps today. Like, this was not your typical, end of fall camp scrimmage where you got the ones going against the ones and the twos against the twos. We saw up to 4 different teams today, TJ.
Yeah, I know.
There were a lot of people coming in and out.
We're digging really deep into the depth chart there, but with that, we get to see a lot of the young guys. We see Melvin Jordan out there. We saw Matthias Malachi Donaldson get a sack to finish practice. That was a good one. Comes all the way around the edge. I forget which quarterback he sacked. I have it written down in my notes in my backpack over there. But it was good to see his burst off the edge too. Sort of get a look at those guys that we don't normally get to see with the first teamers, and even on a normal practice when it's a lot of first and second team guys, and not quite as many third. I think today was a lot more of the third and fourth team and guys that are part of the future here that we normally don't get to see on a normal practice day.
And it'd definitely be worth emphasizing again that it wasn't so much about, I don't think, narrowing down a depth chart today, as we saw Jonathan Smith after practice. They're halfway through camp now. It's exactly the halfway point, and more than anything, you could see the emphasis was wanting to get a ton of guys turns today, which they did. And as TJ just alluded to, we saw some new names, Malachi Donaldson. We also saw Quincy Wright get in there on the defensive line as well. I know Beaver fans have been wanting to hear an update on Quincy, but let's talk about the quarterbacks real quick. I would agree with you. I thought Chance Nolan had the best day of all 3 guys, and Jonathan Smith got asked right away in his press conference if they're getting close, and he kind of was coy, kind of shied away from it a little bit.
Sounded a lot like last year.
But from what we've seen, TJ, he looks like the guy.
Yeah, so he does look like the guy. He's taken about 80 to 90% of the reps with the first team. He looks comfortable. He looks on time. He's got better control of the pocket, the deep accuracy. What a lot of people had complaints last year of Chance. Hey, he's not consistently hitting the deep ball. Hey, he's a little too hesitant on those deep balls. It's kind of hard for us to get a really good read. They're not. It's not 100% focusing on deep routes, but I would say for the most part, Chance's, he's been on time. He's been good. He's moved the ball down the field when he's needed to. He's had good chemistry with his offensive line as well, and just something we haven't really seen from the other ones like Ben Goldbranson or Tristan Jebbia. Tristan wasn't the best day today for him. He had a few missed throws down the field, completed a couple of nice screen passes, but nonetheless, he was a little shaky on the accuracy. The thing I will emphasize here through, what are we, 2 weeks in? 2 weeks in, that Ben Goldbranson, like the athlete profile of him, it's fabulous. He's got good legs. He might have the better legs than Chance Nolan does. He's definitely got a better arm than Chance Nolan does as well. The accuracy isn't quite what Chance's is, but it's fun to see when he does get one all the way down the field and hit some guy 35 yards on the other side of the field.
Certainly.
right in the numbers.
And to close out the video, I just want to definitely talk about the most important thing, and that was that, in my opinion, and I think it was the opinion of all of us, the defense won today. And we have to make emphasis and note that the offense did not score a touchdown. No, you didn't hear us wrong.
No.
They didn't score a touchdown today. And I credit that more so, typically a fall camp, a defense is ahead of the offense. I almost take that a step further, TJ, and say Oregon State's defense, I think, finally is getting really close to being pretty darn good.
They seem to be in good hands here with Trent Bray, and you hear from every defender you talk about. I mean, there's just not enough praise that they can lop on Coach Bray. Hey, we can finally, it sounds like, hey, we're free. We can go attack.
Right.
We can go get the ball. And now that it comes back a thought in my mind here, it's like, hey, how are they going to balance throughout the season? How are you going to not try and be too aggressive? How are you not going to be, an edge rusher and you jump 10 yards upfield and the quarterback slips zips right by you and goes for 20 yards. That'll be something we're going to see how Trent Bray adjusts to as the season goes along. But it is very encouraging to see the offense had one. I forgot the play. They got all the way down to the 1 yard line, first and goal, and the defense stuffs them on four straight plays, and the offense came away with no touchdowns on the day.
Yeah, no, that was extremely impressive, and I'm curious to see when the offense kind of starts to come along, and eventually we're going to see that starting quarterback named as well. So for TJ Mathewson, this is Brenden Slaughter signing off from today's scrimmage here at Reser Stadium. Make sure to stay tuned this next week. TJ will still be at practice for us, covering in the ins and outs. Make sure to subscribe to BeaversEdge.com.